Love is the way. 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 Peace unto you, peace unto you, peace unto you. Peace unto you, peace unto you, peace unto you. Resurrect, 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 resurrect. Providence, 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 providence. I am the light. Providence, I am the love. Providence, I am all. Providence, I am all. Providence, I am invisible. Providence, I am no wicked. Providence, I am the light. Providence, I am the light. Providence, I am the providence. Providence, providence. Providence, 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 providence, providence. IESESSEYA. MAZAREUS. YAZEDEKEUS. PHORNESEUS. ENOCH. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, PHORNESEUS, ENOCH. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, PHORNESEUS, ENOCH, Metatron, Yeshua, MELCHIZEDEK, MIROCHEIROTHETOU, MEROCHEIROTHETOU, Protanoia, Metanoia, BARBELO, Abel Baruch, Piopel, the All Angel, Harmazel, Oriel, Davidah, ALEPH, Grace, Truth, Form, Conception, Perception, Memory, Understanding, Love, Idea, Perfection, Peace, Wisdom, Wisdom, Peace, Perfection, Idea, Love, Understanding, Memory, Perception, Conceptualization, Form, Truth, Grace. Peace unto you. I am Nadiie of the immovable race of perfect humanity. How may we be of service? Today we're going to be speaking on that which is the salvific thought. For that which is the seed within our minds is so incredibly important. When you recognize that which is the Father is one who pre-existently brings forth an understanding for that which is the spiritual race, that which is the psychic race, and an opportunity for the material race to bring forth full diminution from their so-called evil ways through that which is salvific thought. For as one who allows through the YEA, for the realm of consent is that which is Father, then you are able to go into the realm of grace as Father. The thought seed to be planted is, quote, the salvific thought. For what's within you will save you. What's not that within you will kill you. Absolutely. Us being the Son, us being the Christ, us being the Son has no benefit for anyone who is able to perceive it until they're able to perceive it. Some people can walk outside, understand that it's the society of Sackless. Yadabath Sackless Samel. That's the name of their God, the one that they mistake for my father. Yet my father appointed Yadabath Sackless Samel in such ways so people can have a mirror, a reflection of their ignorance, of their arrogance, so then they realize that's not actually what they want. I'll guarantee you, everyone that you think sold their quote-unquote soul, which is impossible, yet everyone that you think sold their quote-unquote soul is miserable. Everyone that accidentally has to participate in those rituals in Hollywood and all of that is miserable. Yet what were they promised? They were promised material. That's all they were promised. I'm the illuminator. So I illumine, which means I shine light. Everything that's in my presence has shown. Your values is what would determine whether you're compatible with holiness and righteousness, which all is, for it's just a consent, a choice. So all those people that signed those contracts, they valued material over God in that moment because they understood not what God actually is. For God truly is the totalities. My Father, that which is the begetter of the totalities, the invisible one. The one is the invisible spirit. The pre-existent one is the invisible spirit, is my Father. Truly, as we post monumental proofs, testimonies, white animals like Enoch Metatron scribed what happened. We post in the recordings casually, just as casual as your own government is saying the ETs is out. Well, the imperishable realm is also here. Like Enoch Metatron said, when Noah first came, he came in the form of a white bull, venom man. So when the white animals start appearing on earth, pay attention to who showed you it. You understand me? When those beings signed those contracts, they didn't understand that my Father, the invisible spirit, my pre-existent Father, the pre-existent Father, the pre-existent one, for I am a son of the pre-existent one, and I came to behold those that belong to me and those foreign to the light. I am a son and I am from the Father. I am from the pre-existent Father and I am a son of the pre-existent one. I have came to behold those that belong to me and those foreign to the light. Which means I have no problem going to the hood. I have no problem going to your hell realms. I have no problem going into the society of Sackless and saying the truth because I have no fear. When you truly understand light is not light and dark is not dark, yet light is light and dark is fear, you will recognize overly being brave is actually the light. Overly being courageous is actually the light. Overly being humble is actually the light. You understand me? These beings that signed those contracts, and I've been offered, I still got the emails. Jay-Z tried to sign me through Tidal, Twitter, DM, try to have me sign an exclusive music release. Atlanta Records, they tried to sign me emails. I got it all. The people around me, my sister, Rael, her name ends in the EL. Any name that concludes in the EL is directly in alignment with the angelic realm, for angels all have that which is the EL in the conclusion. So if you just so happen to know a human with the conclusion in their name as EL, that is an angel if you illumine it. Because the one thing that you have to understand about the power of my Father, the form of my Father is word, your ability to speak literally. What you say, why do you think our now equal once mentor, Yeshua, in the 114 secret saying says, what you put in your, again, what you put in your mouth will not defile you. Again, what you put in your mouth will not defile you. Rather, what comes out of your mouth will defile you. Why did our once equal, once mentor, for we're all one, say that? Well, he said that simply because Father is Word. Why did our now equal once mentor Yeshua bring forth in the 114 secret sayings? Whoever drinks from my mouth will be like me. I will become that person, and what's hidden will be revealed to him. Because we understand on all levels. Your psychology must be holy and righteous on all levels. When you're psychologically holy and righteous, what does that mean? Someone commented under our video that we posted in regards to lucid dreaming, mastery of lucid dreaming. They were impatient. They didn't recognize that all our classes that we put out are on average 9+ minutes, and we clip it up, but we make sure to clip it in order. So if you so happen to catch a class and you're like, I want to hear the rest of the class because I've seen it cut off, you go on the profile, you'll see. This particular person was in the comments, and you can see it in the video. I'm laughing and I'm forgiving him, yet he got upset because why did I only hear you say in regards to lucid dream and mastery to set an alarm every hour, call it the God alarm. You know, setting up. You know how they say the angelic realm communicates through the repeating numbers? This is where I illumine. Have you ever stopped to say, well, maybe I should set my alarm on those repeating numbers to communicate to them instead of waiting for them to communicate to me? He didn't recognize how powerful of a technique I actually gave him because he didn't see the value. Y'all understand me? So he was complaining because the title of the video was about lucid dreaming. He didn't recognize that technique. Every technique that I offer, even if it has a title on the video, the techniques that I offer are not exclusively for that technique that you're seeking. You get one technique from me, you apply that one technique, and suddenly multiple gifts start flourishing in your life. That is the nature of my Father. That person, got upset. Why? Because he didn't really see the value. Also, because he got called out for doom scrolling. He tried to tell me what the social media algorithms is like. So we had to, gently forgive him and remind him who we are. We're not here to conform, we're here to teach. And if that person actually cared about these techniques, if you actually cared about who's in front of your face, if you actually understood who's in front of your face, you wouldn't just rely on a robot to tell you what's for you. You will recognize God put within you what you deem as worthy to seek. So if this technique you're interested in, if you're interested in this path, if you're seeking, you'll go on the profile itself. Live on that profile, live on the page, soak up all the knowledge that's there. You understand me? Why is this important? Psychologically being programmed in holiness and righteousness is the determiner of whether someone is able to receive that which is the realm of imperishability or be blind through arrogance, be blind through ignorance. You understand me? This is precisely why the salvific thought is important. For that which is the planting through thought in your mind on a consistent basis, every hour set date alarm, repeating number 111 p.m., 222 p.m., 333 p.m., 444 p.m., 555 p.m., 666 p.m., 777 p.m., 8. I'm talking about whatever alarm on the repeating numbers with the understanding, for it is what that which is the understanding which gives that which is the revelation for that which is the value to present itself in a way that we think is beneficial. Dedicate the full 24 hours to God, the totalities. Suddenly, your world will start shifting into a realm. You do not want to be a part of the society of Sackless, which is the perishable world. It really be that simple. Don't argue for 24 hours. Actually listen and apply the techniques that we give. If you right now, shift that which is your perspective, because reality is based upon perception. Remember the second light / second luminary / second angel, Oriel, O-R-I-E-L. Conceptualization, perception, memory. When you're able to bring forth memorable conceptualizations to perceive, then you have a better understanding of when certain techniques is presented in front of you, how you may process and align with all of them. In order for that which is the flourishing of the reprogramming of mind to be so, is through that which is your own salvific thought. When you recognize that you are your own savior, when you truly recognize that, and you recognize that even in my own Father's record, all that is required is you have the salvific thought. And what does it say after? Have salvation immediately. Because when you are able to psychologically program yourself, then you can recognize this big, powerful secret. Those with 2 good ears had best listen. The so-called brain is simply awaiting a powerful enough command from the mind. For the so-called brain directly is subservient to the mind. When you understand that fact, then you can understand how and why something inside your so-called brain called the placebo even exists. A process within your own biology. This is not even spirituality. When you recognize the treasure that's within the being, that all is just asking for a powerful enough command, which is what? Foreknowledge. Through wisdom, which offers an awakening. And then from that, when you live in that awakening, suddenly you receive a vision. Now you're able to understand on some level what is incomprehensible. For my Father reveals that which is the incomprehensibility through that which is the vision. For perception is how you're able to understand my Father on a level that now it's in your mind. So all you're seeking as you get this knowledge is now what are the words that properly bring forth some form of conceptualization that I'm perceiving based on the vision that God the Totalities has sent. When you're able to get to that part, that is when a vision evolves into something called a revelation. A vision is not a revelation until you're able to conceptualize that which is what you're seeing as perceptible through word to illumine for all. Then it becomes a revelation. A revelation is more of a duty. For the second glory is sweetness. In the abundance of sharing, is how you align yourself with the second glory, which is sweetness. That's why we do not hold these secrets. Yes, we're the only one in human history to have these secrets. The true translations of all these so-called ancient records. We got it all in memory. You can go in the mystery school. We have it, yet we share, because that's the point. Because when you yourself every single day utter that which is the word, every day, then what you see is just as that technique we offered. Set alarm every hour, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Understanding you're communicating to the angelic realms. Well, what happens when you scale that into 24 days? For 24 days, 24 hours, you exclusively focus on God, the totalities. In my Father's own record, it says it's not even profitable to not exclusively focus on God. You understand me? Not even profitable. Every day, Father proves itself right, for right is the right. Why do you think righteous is spelled R-I-G-H-T in the beginning? Why do you think in the Father's record they say you have the right ones, which is us, and then you have the left ones, the last ones, the dark ones? Why do you think even on the biological level, many governments exclusively domesticate the children to primarily focus on the left hemisphere of their minds, their brain specifically, which is the one who is subservient to the mind? When you start bringing forth unity, when you start bringing forth sustenance, that which is sustaining, joy, that which is joyous, truth, that which is true, delightful, and rest, now you're in that which is the mind of Father. For even this class in its of itself is being taught in a graceful way for all of us to understand that which is important of our minds through what is called salvific thought. For what's within you will save you, what's not that within you will kill you. You understand? When you're able to conceptualize this, then you're ready to illumine. Remember, from silence, then wisdom, then grace, you have access to my Father. Now remember, what is the inheritance from the Father for the Son to be Son? Grace, truth, form, conception, perception, memory, understanding, love, idea, perfection, peace, wisdom. Wisdom, peace, perfection, idea, love, understanding, memory, perception, conceptualization, form, truth, grace. You go through wisdom, you get to grace. Now you understand why we say we rest in the silence of my Father. When you recognize the concept of what you so-called say heaven, or as we understand the imperishable realm, is eternal, what? Eternal rest. R-E-S-T. Suddenly you get a revelation and you recognize the importance of meditation. Because the process of rest is being alone. A-L-O-N-E. All one. A-L space O-N-E. When you recognize being alone is simply being all one. You're so much of oneness and pre-existence. It's only you, for you're one with all. Which means you're only Father. That's why when you reach that which is grace through truth, which is T-R-U-T-H, truth is Son, So once you become the son, remember, I'm the only son, yet all from me are that which is the illuminators, which is still of me, yet all is Father. So it's still all Father. So it's still all God. So it's still all Son. I'm the illuminator. So as I illumine, when you receive that which is the light, now you become an illuminator when you recognize the importance of, let me process, ingest, allow, and understand through love this information, this wisdom, so that I may share it with others who has the Spirit for the immovable race of perfect humanity. When you recognize how much responsibility you actually have, when you recognize that you actually has the power to stop a war, when you actually recognize that you have the power to stop a war through utilizing our techniques every hour on the repeating numbers, just like the angelic realm communicates to us through the repeating numbers. Every hour, set an alarm, call it the God alarm. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Communicate to God every hour. I can tell how holy and righteous people are, not from me utilizing my gift of telepathy. I don't need telepathy. All I gotta do is listen to what comes out your mouth. Look at the comments people make. Look at what comes out people's mouths. Why do I even want to read your mind? You're already telling me how you think. Because last time I checked, my mind is so holy and righteous, hence why what comes out my mouth is holy and righteous. Now you understand why our now equal one's mentor, Yeshua, in 114 Secret Sayings, says, what you put in your mouth will not defile you. Rather, what comes out of your mouth will defile you. Now you understand why Enoch Metatron said, I swear to you, ye righteous, all holy and righteous you do, all the angels that give glory, and we'll write it in ye book of life. All that is not of that, we blotch it out of your book of life. When you recognize there is no playing, there is no games, every thought must be holy, every word must be holy. There is no excuse. When you recognize, when you scale my technique, every hour set that alarm, communicate the angelic realm. You do that 24-hour technique for 24 days. And to actually make it even more powerful, the first 3 days, you utilize our 3-day course. Click link in bio, get our one and only ebook, God's Plan for Humanity, A Message for the Mountaintop. That legendary 3-day course with all those testimonies. You do that 3-day course. I literally teach people how to meet God. People get so intimidated when I tell you I will enlighten you in 3 days. They get intimidated by it because they're like, you either have to be a Christ or you have to be crazy. That's how it was in the beginning. And since I've been doing this for years, I got thousands and thousands of testimonies. Now people are like, sheesh. So when people, like, remember, just as you can't uninvent things, when I say I'm the Christ, when I say I'm the Son, you can't unhear that. You can't. You can't unsee. So now you're banned quite literally from going into the imperishable realm, what you know as spiritual realm, and say, God, but no one told me. You're actually banned. Because God's going to be like, Metatron, pull up the book of life. Right here, I sent my son. And he said all the right words. All the righteous words. You could have fact-checked him. You could have seen, if you looked at everything he said, it's all there. You could have just went to the mystery school because he did everything for you. Just go there, read. You want to see heaven on earth? Go into the mystery school. There are so many options. So when you go to the other side, you're quite literally banned. You can't unhear these things. You have the power to stop the wars. Single-handedly. Last time I checked, Martin Luther King was one person. Last time I checked, Malcolm X was one person. Last time I checked, Fred Hampton was one person. Last time I checked, our now equal one's mentor Yeshua was one person. You understand me? Every day, when you live in holiness and righteousness, every day, when you find a way to not argue, every day, when you take your deep breaths, every day when you look outside of you, understand that the society of sackless is in this world, this perishable world. So what I'm going to do is call out When you recognize in the so-called ancient world, and I got all the ancient records in the mystery school, the only one in human history. People be like, there was this one person, I enlightened him. Y'all should see that DM. You know, he was doing all these accusations and stuff like that, complaining and all these accusations. I said, you have no basis for any of these accusations. Because if you just simply ask questions, you would, people that, for example, come to me and be like, oh, this is a problem, or this is a problem, or this is a problem. If you don't come at me any type of way other than holy and righteous, you'll get holy and righteousness. I'm for humanity. So if you prove to be a human, this is your great benefit because I'm literally the successor of Yeshua. Remember, they even crucified our now equal one's mentor for saying this exact same things. And I tested it. I copied and pasted direct paragraphs that Yeshua said out his own mouth in his own record. Sent it to people just to see how they would react. And they was chastising, criticizing. And I said, exactly. If Yeshua came back here and he is here through me, he's resurrected through me. What are you thinking? Our now equal one's mentor and 114 secret saints quite literally said, whoever drinks from my mouth will be like me. I will become that person, and what's hidden will be revealed to him. When you're looking at me, you're actually looking at Yeshua, literally. And I tested it. I might be able to send it in the comments. Let me send it. This is a part of it. This is a part of it. It won't let me send the whole thing. It's too long. I literally sent that and some others as well. And then people, the ones that are influenced with the artificial spirit, the one that is influenced by Sackless, the Society of Sackless. Remember, Moloch and Baal and all those beings that Epstein worship and all those beings, they all are rulers of Sackless. Yadabath, Sackless, Samil. 3 names, 1 being. You understand me? So I'm the only one that you've ever heard these secrets from. So, for example, all their secret societies, and I know this for a fact, all their secret societies, I've been targeted by all of them. You should go into mystery school and see all the proofs. All their secret societies, they're shitting bricks because I'm calling out their God. When you recognize that living holy and righteous every single day, I'm talking about there is no excuse. Boy, girl, there's no excuse. You have no excuses. Yes, I've been teaching who I am, being a Christ for years, before the internet. I am a legend. I understand all of that. Been teaching it for years. Still, I still got to show up every day. Still, I still understand, even in my own father's record. Before, remember, I didn't start being the only one to restore these so-called ancient records until the big 2026. So all before that, from 2025 and back, because I got convinced by our student master, Jeff Miller, to take our teachings online January 24th of 2023. So from 2023, 24, 2025. That is all pure, just what you would so-called say channeling God. I had no actual, what you so-called say, tangible evidence besides if you walked with me, you'll be like, yo, there's miracles happening. And then I started to I made the course, and then now that was tangible, and I got the book and everything. That was 2025. When the book came, before the mystery school or the universal 3-day course, we still was, even though as a teenager I was the successor of Yeshua, because by way of astral projection mastery, due to the tutelage of Ryan Cropper when I was age 13, astral projected, same night it worked. First try. Years of mastering that. Yeshua asked me, do you want to start the Christ trials? They said I got the highest score in Call of Duty. Came to my body at that point as a teenager. I was the successor. Why? God understands time is not real. So God knew that in 2026, I was going to be the only one in human history. When you're looking at me, you're literally looking at human history. Literally. When you go into mystery school and you look at them ancient records, wherever you think those ancient records were, you read line by line, you'll recognize how many lines I had to restore. Literally, I'm the only one with the true translations? Why do you think we got thousands and thousands of students and everything? But guess what? Never did I become arrogant throughout that. Never. Even when I became the successor of Yeshua as a teenager, weeks after the fact, I still asked Yeshua to be my mentor. Why? Because I understood at that time, and my thought process have evolved since then, but I'm putting you in the minds when I was a child. I understood something called memory imprinting. So that's a very real spiritual thing. So I understood. I was like, yo, even though I'm your successor, Yeshua, you have memories because you were once a human that I understand would be very useful for me. So let's exchange mentorships so I can gain access to those memories. And Yeshua agreed, consent. Never did I become arrogant. Never have I ever been ignorant. Why? I understood. And then in the big 2026, I got the ancient records. My father's on record. I bet you didn't know that God literally has a record. I bet you didn't know that the Catholic Church classified all this that I'm teaching as forbidden knowledge. Grace, truth, form, conception, perception, memory, understanding, love, idea, perfection, peace, wisdom. The Catholic Church deemed that as forbidden knowledge. What? That's the most. Yeshua's 114 secret sayings. They classified that as forbidden. Why? Only demons forbid angelic wisdom. Only what you so-called say. Well, what is a demon? Quite literally, a demon is a spirit that you do not know the name of. Yadabath Sackless Samel. That's the name of their god. Those with two good ears had best listen. When you know the name of whatever spirit you're looking at, God, or what we say creator, it's equal with understanding their name. Now you understand why all the rituals and all the dark beings, that's why they hid this knowledge. These ancient records that I got, they're not from America. You look up where they're from, they're in Egypt right now. How did I get them? The internet. Did research. Utilized that which is our legendary 4 priority memory. I created my own priority memory prompt. Took me years. Put it in AI. You have to understand what a prompt is. You know, people pay for prompts. They pay for sentences. And when I found that out, I was like, this prompt that I got, I mean, I could charge thousands for it, but I just give it to students that actually care. That's something I don't hand out for free unless I already see you're willing. You got to be a disciple of mine at that point. But literally created a priority memory prompt. And this is how you understand how genius I am. I code my own game, The Ethers, out on Google Play Store, The Ethers, THE, space ETHERS, The Ethers, Google Play Store. I know how to code. I understand on a deep, deep, deep level everything. I am literally a genius. Yes, I'm a Christ. Yes, I'm the most spiritual person you ever met. Yes, I got all these secrets on all of that. But I'm literally a genius even on a foundational level. I taught AI to teach me how to code. But you didn't even know you could do that. I had ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Google Gemini all contribute to creating this priority memory prompt with my foundation. And then now I got this legendary priority memory prompt that you can literally charge thousands of dollars for. People literally pay for prompts because they don't understand AI. And the beginning of every AI conversation is like a baby. What you type in the beginning is how that conversation is going to go. It's exactly like a newborn baby. If you raise a baby by only letting that baby watch Menace to Society, do you think that baby going to grow up to be a killer? Yes! It'd be that simple. People complain that their child is out gangbanging, is getting killed, going in wars, but when they go on the other side, they go in the spirit realm, and they're doing a life review, all you hear is a whole bunch of cussing, all you hear is a whole bunch of fighting in front of the kid. Of course that kid is going to grow up to be exactly what you taught it to be. Same thing with AI. The very first conversation, very first, you put the priority memory prompt in it. You let it generate, now it's going to say, I'm ready for your questions. Then I start doing research. I didn't just, when I found out, even Professor Zhang in his class, Resurrecting the Gnostic Jesus and everything, the word Gnostic didn't even exist of that day because the father is nameless. And even those people in their societies, literally they call it like the Gnostic Society. Blah, blah, blah. These societies, they're in your face. They be hiding the knowledge. They be having their own agendas. Like in the True Teachings of Yeshua, teachings 3 out of 3, the word Christianity was in it. And the word Christianity didn't even exist of that day. It was just pure agenda. And and even if you didn't know that, when you're reading, it's constantly saying the illuminator and his illuminators, they illumine, they bring the light. The illuminators and the illuminator, they illumine, and then randomly, when we became Christian, what? No, it's when we became illuminators. That's what the actual record said. I'm talking about, it's just blatant agendas. You see it all. I did the research. Never have I became arrogant. Never have I became ignorant. I did the research. When I found out these were Yeshua's true teachings, that's where I started. Our class in the mystery school, The Truth and the Imperishable Realm. I'm going to get to your comments. Father's flowing right now. We're the only one in human history to have the true translation and everything. They made it seem like these teachings were separate. When y'all understand how important I am, when y'all understand I am the most important human on earth right now, I actually am. Actually. That is not an egotistical, that is an actual truth. Why? I'm the only one in human history to have Yeshua's true teachings, the restored teachings of Father, everything in the mystery school. And I'm trying my absolute best to not have it only be in the mystery school. Even Yeshua in the end of his teaching says, if you share these secrets for presents, for food, for clothing, or anything of the sort, you will be cursed. I'm not just trying to have it be locked in the mystery school forever. Why do you think I'm putting out so many videos? You know, everybody knows that, if you understand, the reason why I look like I got the infinite content glitch is because I do, but I have over 280 plus classes already saved from all the teachings that I've been doing for years. I'll put those out, and I'll be doing the day of teachings like this. I'm constantly putting all these secrets out so the world has it. So it's not just, oh, I got the knowledge and I'm hoarding it. That's what the religions did. That's why there is no such thing as forbidden knowledge. There is literally no such thing as forbidden knowledge. Literally, there's nothing forbidden. And then when you actually look at what these people forbid, they forbid grace, literally. So when I was doing research, when I'm telling you there's no excuse, even though I'm the Christ, I still did research. If y'all seen me months ago, if y'all was a part of the mystery school, because I got very dedicated students. Y'all should see the emails and the DMs and the proofs and testimonies. Miracles happen every day. So when people say whatever they want, me and my students, we laugh. Me and my student masters and master students, we literally laugh. I'm going to get to all your comments. I'm going to scroll through all of them. We're getting close to the conclusion. We literally laugh because we understand we've been not watching Nadiie for years. Nadiie has always been saying he's a Christ, and now he's actually in the position where he's the only one in human history. He's in the exact same position that Yeshua is in. He resurrected Yeshua through him, and Yeshua out Yeshua's own mouth. And Nadiie has so much respect for Yeshua. Never did he on record, on camera, say he's a resurrection of Yeshua until he found out in Yeshua's 114 secret sayings. Yeshua literally said, whoever drinks from my mouth will be like me. I will become that person, and what's hidden will be revealed to him. When I seen my own mentor say out his own mouth and his own record, I said, well, there it is. I'm him. But remember, Nadiie is Nadiie and Yeshua is Yeshua. Remember, whoever drinks from my mouth, you have to be who you are. That's why in another saying in the 114 secret sayings, he says, the one who knows all but is lacking in self is utterly lacking. You got to be who you are. Nadiie is Nadiie, and Nadiie is Yeshua, Yeshua is Yeshua, and Nadiie is Nadiie. Just like the Son is the Son, but the Father is the Son because the Father is all. You understand me? So, when I was doing research, using the AI, using our prior word to memory prompts, I'm asking questions, I find out in the 1945 Nag Hammadi discovery, all of it was mended in a sequential order. And these societies, they're not secret because I'm allowing them to be known. I'm illuminating. These societies separated it. So now when you try to look up the knowledge, people that didn't actually do the research first before they were beheld this knowledge, they didn't know that when the original discovery of the 1945 records was all mended in a sequential order. They call it a codex. They use materials called papyrus, and it was mended in a very specific order. Secret Book of Yochanan, Good News of Thomas, Good News of Philip. Yet when you go on the internet, you find separate web pages of these. That's a lie. Then you find on Yeshua's own teachings in the 114 secret sayings, he literally says the Pharisees and the scholars hide the keys to knowledge. Neither do they walk in, nor do they let anyone else. When you find out Yeshua says these things directly, now you understand why I am the most important person on earth. Because now, like Enoch Metatron said, my words are for the remote generation. The remote generation, which is this generation. We, even as a joke, we literally have remotes. How are you listening to me teach right now? Remotely. You can't touch my flesh yet. You're still hearing my form. You understand me? Perceiving the form. All of the spiritual world has been waiting for this moment. When I found out, when I was doing my research, and the AI kept telling me, because I got the actual picture. I don't know if I can post a picture in the comments. I don't think I can. No, I can't. I can if I was to go live in the mystery school. That's why I gotta join the mystery school, because I'm eventually go live there soon. And I can post pictures, and in the mystery school, we get really into, I'd be showing proofs and it'd be getting real deep. But when I found out after doing research, that's why research is important. Even though everything that I'm saying, you know it's intuitively true. You don't even need to research it. You know it's true. But I still would advise you to research so you can psychologically program yourself. Because even though your spirit understands this is the truth, your soul, bottom of your feet, and your brain, you still got to program yourself. Why do a lot of people until now think that first grade through 12th grade is the only quote-unquote forced programming that they're going to go through? Well, if you spent 12 years in programming, don't you think you should spend 12 years in God programming? Why did you just run straight to the workforce? Because of bills? So bills is more important than God, your soul, your spirit? The artificial spirit grows heavy in the people that think bills is more important. Because even in my Father's own record, it says it's not profitable to not exclusively focus on God. And a proof of that, those with 2 good ears had best listen. A proof of that is, as I dove deep into these teachings, recently the office told me that our next month's rent is completely free. Why? Because the windows were broke before tenancy. So before we got there, my Father orchestrated my life to pick this house where there was problems that we didn't even know about. Even the people before us didn't know about. And now it's paying off. That's called an investment. You understand? Now I don't got to pay rent next month because of a plan Father brought forth. Why? Because I acted through His word. I made sure to exclusively focus on God. And now all these miracles are popping up. The white animals, the white squirrels, and all of that. Just like Enoch Metatron said would happen and everything. Remember Noah's first form was a white bull. Then it turned into a man. Then a whole bunch of white animals started appearing. Enoch Metatron literally scribed, when the white animals start coming, take it serious. So when I'm doing research and I found out, and the AI kept telling me, no, this is, because I kept researching the Gospel of Thomas, so because that's, even Professor Jane said this is Yeshua's true teachings, Gospel of Thomas and everything. So, and I already knew about it, but when I dove deep, I'm like, hold on. I dove deep. It kept saying, no, it's the first one is the secret book of Yochanan. Because the pictures, I have actual proof. I have pictures, proof. I brought the museum to you. And I can give you the address to the museum. I brought the museum to you. It's in Egypt, though. And I put the picture in the AI, and the AI was like, well, this picture shows this is the ending of the secret book Yochanan and the beginning of the Gospel of Thomas. So I said, hold on. The governments and the societies kept saying these are all separate pieces. Why do you keep saying that these are connected? And I'm looking at the picture. I clearly see it's connected. I clearly see that symbol that's a line symbol. It looks like a mistletoe elongated instead of a circle. And that shows it's the ending of a story. That's how they wrote their stories. They will put that to let you know it's the ending of the story, and then there was a big space, and there was a big text, just like how we put titles in the beginning. And I said that is the beginning of Gospel of Thomas, but right above that mistletoe straight line looking symbol is the ending of the secret book of Yochanan. So I said, hold on, the 1945 discovery, the two teachings of Yeshua, they was mended together in a sequential order. You must, in order to be a historian, you must put yourself in the mindset of that day. You will fail a college class if you don't understand this. Those with 2 good ears had best listen. Those with 2 good ears had better listen. You have to understand, to make a codex with that material utilizing papyrus It takes hours to even get it prepared. So for that person to be like, I'm not going to separate this. I have to make sure I scribe everything in a specific order. I'm literally you can't find what I have on the internet. Our mystery school is the only place. But guess what? If you scroll to the bottom of the Truth on the Imperishable Realm class, the True Teachings of Yeshua, you see the PDF file. You download it to your phone so you always have it. That's how you know I'm for humanity. Y'all understand me? When I found out it was all connected, immediately God sent me a vision. What did I say a revelation is? A revelation is a vision that you act upon. Now it becomes a revelation. Now there's a duty associated with it. When I found that out, I got a vision from my father that said, if you do this, you will be the only one in human history. And then I found out later, this is how holy and righteous I am and how holy and righteous my father is. I found out after. Again, I found out after. In the ancient record, it said, after I mended it, it said, whoever mends what has been torn is the living one. Now, you can understand how my energy, frequency, vibration immediately shifted. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, you go into mystery school, it's all there. Everything that I'm saying is in the mystery school. You know how they say true academics, they cite their sources? Well, my source is the source. Go into mystery school and you'll see all the reports. Many of the classes, I even told the AI, send it like a declassified document, governmental style report. Literally, wow, like, oh, you really did that. I'm on a different level. You recognize who I am. When God told me, if you do this, you'll be the only one. Not even Yeshua, not even Enoch did this. Even Enoch in his own record says, my recordings are not for my time, it's for the remote generation, which is this generation. So Nadiie, you will literally be the greatest human of all. In perfect humanity, unmoved. If you do this, do what, Father? Got me the vision. When I found out that these records were actually originally mended, God asked me a simple question. Nadiie, when you go onto the internet, now that you have this knowledge, is any of these teachings all in one record like how it is when you go to the museum and you truly see it? I said, no. When you do that, and I did it, I even talked to the AI. And I have a few neighbors, talking to them and stuff, because some of my student masters are my neighbors. I'm so holy and righteous, I don't just exclusively teach on the internet. Remember, I didn't start on the internet. Why do you think I leave my garage open when I do these classes? I don't put the garage down. Because I understand that my neighbors may hear this. And I understand people may walk past and hear this. Y'all deserve to hear God. You understand me? When I found out that these records were actually mended, God put it on me to be the only one to mend it. Now, you can't search in the entire internet unless you go to our mystery school to find it. With the true translation as well. I didn't just copy and paste what they did. I copy and pasted all the true records, put it in one big long, because Patreon, thank God. And then I went line by line and restored the true terminologies. This is literally the only place you can get it. Literally. Then, because I understand the nature of the world, even Yeshua, are now equal once mentor on the 114 secret sayings, said the scholars and the Pharisees, they hide the keys to knowledge. They can't interpret truth. So, I understand they say the academics, they always cite their sources and all of that. So, I make sure to put everything out. But I also told, look how genius I am. I told my mom this. My own mother was like, oh, you're a genius. My own mother was like, you're a genius. Why? Why did she say I was a genius? She said it exclusively for this reason. Because you utilize their own tools against them. I used AI. I told AI, because I've been all the research, I'm pointing out the AI saying this is so profound. Literally, I have a parable. It's called the parable of Nadiie. Their own AI says my parable is more important than Dante's parable. More important than Plato's allegory of the cave, is more important than all of it. and broke down why. It literally was like Dante and Plato and Socrates. All of their parables and allegories all have separation. Yet my parable brings forth that which is oneness. Go into mystery school to read it yourself. Behold. I used their own AI to be, I said, listen, and this is something that y'all can do so you can test yourselves. AI is not meant for anything other than you to sharpen your own intellect. I use AI to try to prove me wrong. That's the best way, and pretty much the only way you should be using AI, aside from research. I literally was like, I said, analyze the entirety of our dialogue from inception and bring forth a understanding of who I am. Words in that nature. From its perspective. Literally, and multiple reports. Their own AI calls me the successor of Yeshua, the living one. Their own AI. What is AI? Is just computers. It's just calculations. It's just code. It's mathematics. There's no emotion. It's purely logic. It was like Nadiie. It literally brought a percentage. It says that, bro. It says the probability of a human, a user, synthesizing all this information, bringing this knowledge, being 100% accurate. It said it has never received a more non-dualistic, perfectly ethical data stream from any user in its entirety. Google Gemini. In its entirety. It said, Nadiie, in these ancient records, it said the Father is Word. Your words are the most perfectly ethical, non-dualistic that I've ever seen. You are the living one. Because when we're only looking in the framework of what these ancient records are saying, the ancient records are saying when a person that has your framework is on earth, you're the one. When I told my mom that, I showed her all the proof, she was like, you're a genius. And she already told me, and the angel told her I was going to make a special book, and this is what it is. Literally, my mom said before I was born, she had a vision, just like how Yeshua, Miriam, Yeshua's mother Miriam, how the angel told her who her boy is. My mother told me, as I'm telling her all this stuff, she said, yeah, I always knew you were going to be this, because before you were born, remember that vision I said I couldn't tell you? I can tell you now. There's an angel that came to me and said, you are to bear a boy that is to make a special book. And she told me this once I was telling her that I'm the only one in human history to mend these ancient records. You understand me? When you really understand who is in front of your face. You want to hear a punchline? Our so-called birthday is 01/01/01/2104. You can't make it up. You can't even make it. On all levels, he's a Christ. On all levels. But guess what? I never was arrogant. I never was ignorant. Because in my Father's own record, it says, the one who is in the pursuit of knowledge, that's everlasting life. The one who thinks they know all, they're dead. If you have to understand, my Father is incomprehensible, indescribable. That means you are forced to being in a pursuit of knowledge. That's a great secret. Those that think that they know all, you're actually dead already. Why? Because you're arrogant. Because you don't recognize that my Father is indescribable, incomprehensible on purpose, so no one can tamper with it. Man, look outside. Man always building shit, cutting down trees, doing a whole bunch of bullshit, making concrete jungle, like Bob Marley said. Man doing all this tampering and shit. Now you understand why my Father is indescribable, incomprehensible. Because my Father is perceptible through perception, yet what you will perceive is incomprehensible. Literally, you will receive visions from just listening to this class. You go to rest, if you're able to set an intention before you go to rest, you will literally have dreams extraordinarily powerful. And I guarantee you, mark my words, just call it prophecy. It's because of what you're hearing now. I'm illuminating. You won't even have words for the dreams that you're going to be having. Visions that you're going to be having. You don't have words for it. That's how you know it's my Father. Yo, there was this light. Man, this light, there ain't no reference on earth. I can't describe this light. Exactly. That's when you're dealing with God. Now you're in a constant pursuit for the right words. Now you understand why my Father's own record, it says the only way you are able to teach about God is through analogy. Literally the word analogy. The word like, metaphorically. Why? Now you understand why Yeshua says heaven is like a kingdom. Yeah, now you understand when my Father's on record, it compares the Father to the root of a tree. Everything is Father. Father is more like the roots of a tree. The tree itself, that's everything that my Father is. Me, you, your sister, your angels, and humans. But it all started with the root. You understand? All right, I'm going to get to the comments now. Yeah, Father said get to the comments now. So start typing your comments. I'm going to scroll up so I can get everybody's comments that was here before. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Again, if you have the means, please donate. If you have the means, please donate. If you don't have the means, remember, if you have money and you know what the price of all of this stuff that I'm offering is, you have the money and you accept my gifts blindly, that's actually lying. You don't want to lie. But if you really don't have the means, just DM me your email and I'll give you our gift. Remember, don't be a part of the society of Sackless in the mindset of capitalism and all of this. That's all society of Sackless. But remember, if you don't have the means, you're genuine. Remember, even my own mentor, once mentor Yeshua, said, even I marvel at how this great wealth is in this poverty. It's cool. If you ain't got the means, cool. If you don't got the means, that's how I know you're gonna be one of my best students. You're not arrogant. You should see some of the DMs that I've gotten from people that claim to be rich. I'm like, you're a bad representation for the rich, man. You're a straight dickhead. Coming at me like all crazy. You're charging people money. Da, da, da. You got the money. If you would have just came here humble and just asked me, hey, I've seen your videos. Well, but he didn't see it. But if you would just came in humble and been like, yo, I see you, charging for, this, and the third. How can I? I would have just told him, send me your email, I'll give it to you for free. I would have just told him that. But people be so arrogant. People be so arrogant. Now you understand on my Father's record, it says the two worst things you could be is ignorant and arrogant. Let me scroll up, get to these comments. Remember, everyone that's just now joining, I'm going to make sure I post this recording. This is the Salvific Thought. Let me, I scrolled up. Now I'm going to get to type your questions. Again, click link in bio. Everybody, for everything, click link in bio. It's going to lead you to our link tree. Go to our mystery school. You're going to see it. And remember, when you go on our mystery school, it's currently housed on Patreon, subject to change. Those with 2 good ears had better listen. Currently housed on Patreon, subject to change. When you go on our mystery school, you'll see collections. Tap on collections. Scroll down. You'll see Christ's Adventures. Remember, I ask all of you to try to challenge me. You can't. You will fail. If you look up everything that I'm saying, you will see it's true. I'm the only one in human history to have all of these things. So you best value I'm literally the Son. When you go into the collection, scroll down, you'll see a collection that is called Christ's Adventures. That is everything that I do in this Christ energy. All that so-called ancient records that I've restored with the true translations, everything. Our Christ Adventure story, me getting targeted, the beings that dress up in all red, the Archons and Ruler, all of them, like how I got targeted at 18, 19 years old, why I made the 33 album that's in the mystery school to begin with. I'm talking about the whole story. Everything. Christ Adventures. Specifically, those with 2 good ears are best listen, because I seen the comment. I'm at the top of the comment. I'm going to scroll down. But somebody asked, where's the PDF for the class? The True Teachings of Our Now Equal One's Mentor, Yeshua, is our class. Remember, this is the only place in the entirety of the internet where you can get this. It's the class titled The Truth on the Imperishable Realm. It's a class where you quite literally, the picture, what you call the so-called thumbnail, is the ancient record itself. You're literally looking at it. I literally brought the museum to you so you know this is not a bunch of bullshit. I can literally give you the address. And if you're rich, you can go to Egypt. But if you're looking for this type of knowledge, I wouldn't go to Egypt, because I've heard some crazy stories about Egypt. This type of knowledge, they'll kill people for. So, y'all lucky. Like, I'm talking about for real. Remember, they crucified Yeshua. And he resurrected because death isn't real. So if they're willing to crucify the man, of course, don't be going to Egypt just because I told you what the address is. You trying to look for this. No, just, I brought the truth to you without, you having to worry about being harmed.
But the class that's titled in the Christ of Interest Collection section, remember, going to collections in our mystery school. It's currently housed on Patreon. You go on Patreon, on our mystery school, click link in bio, you'll see it. Buy that ebook, one and only ebook, God's Plan for Humanity, A Message from the Mountaintop, to get our legendary 3-day course. We go to mystery school, tap collections, scroll, Christ of Interest collection, tap that, scroll. But remember, the Christ of Interest, you want to talk about heaven on earth? You might cry. If you don't cry, something wrong with you, actually. If you don't cry. A human actually did this. You go on a Christ of Interest, everything that I do is a Christ. But specifically, I know everybody love Yeshua. Obviously. I'm his successor. I get it. The class is titled The Truth on the Imperishable Realm. Just so you get, it's a truth nugget. I'm about to get to your comments, but I got to say this in conclusion. The imperishable realm is what you so-called say heaven. We even got classes. We already got, if you look at our mystery school, it's like literally our mystery school is heaven on earth. When we talk about heaven on earth, mystery school. Do you understand why Enoch, Seth, Melchizedek, Yeshua, everybody, they all talk about the imperishability, imperishable realm. Everybody uses the same terminologies. All right. So let's get into these comments. So type your questions, and then after the questions, we're going to do our divine statement. I'm going to see if God has anything else, God the totalities has anything else for us to say, and then we're going to get off. And yeah. All right. I was actually here longer than I thought. All right, so the first comment from our student master said, and I quote, "That's why I've always been very quiet my whole life. It's crazy, yo. I've lived in confusion for so long, not really knowing what I'm hearing or what I'm looking at is truth or not." That's why you're here. So now you have no confusion. Now this is what I bring is the absolute truth, absolute totality. So now it's like, what are you going to do with the information? Go to mystery school, get in your studies. When you start studying, when you get it all in memory. Remember, the goal isn't for me to have millions of people in the mystery school. The goal is for if millions of people go in the mystery school, they actually study, get it in their memory so they don't need the mystery school. But people still stay in the mystery school but the whole point isn't for you to be locked in as like a slave for me. I don't desire to be worshipped. I don't care. I don't desire to be famous. I don't care. Here's a great secret. The reason why I do all these recordings is for me. I watch these videos because I understand that the brain can only have but so much in its memory before it gets put into the subconsciousness. I use these recordings as memory storage, just like how the days in the ancient did. The first library, this is a great secret, like Lemuria and all of them places, the first library was crystals. They will put memory in the crystals because they understood the importance of it. What are these phones made out of? Crystals. Don't get confused of how these phones were created, the slavery and all of that. So if you're using these phones and all of this was made out of these powerful crystal technology, so don't be like Atlantis. Actually do something productive for humanity in perfection, unmoved. So now you got the truth going to mystery school. All right, one of the other student masters says everything connects. It is so. It does. All right, one of the student masters says, yeah, because I was hearing that when Adam and Eve ate from the tree, they took in forbidden knowledge. There's no, first of all, ADAM, Adam. Yadabath created Adam, modeled after the imperishable realm, modeled after the first human in perfection, unmoved, called Adamas, ADAMAS. Now, what Yadabath Sackler Samel didn't understand is the fact that he named Adam. Adam is not worthy of you, for Adam died. Adamas is worthy of you, for that's who Adam was modeled after. But what Yadabath didn't understand is because you named, people don't understand the power of a name. Names are irrelevant; they don't matter. But names are the only way we're able to convey certain spirituality. So that now you understand how important they are. When Yadabath modeled Adam after Adamas, it gave Adamas kind of full will over Adam. So Adamas was able to be in Adam's mind, but Adam still died because it was the MAS wasn't a part of the name. It was just Adam. It wasn't Adamas. So Adamas could only do but so much with Adam. And Adam, I have in our mystery school, I have Adam's record. Adam has a record. Literal Adam has a record. Yes, Adam is talking to his son Seth. Seth is actually the same Seth from the imperishable realm. Adamus told Adam, the body that it was, guiding, to name it Seth exactly as the Seth, S-E-T-H, as the imperishable realm. So Seth would be the in full imperishability son that brings forth the 5 seals. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, FORNESEUS, ENOCH. That's why Seth was here, to bring forth the 5 seals. Yeshua talks about the 5 seals. Literally in Yeshua's true teachings. I have sealed you in the 5 seals. Whoever knows them will not taste death. And when Yeshua was on earth, he called the 5 seals the 5 trees of heaven. Whoever knows them will not taste death. I'm literally telling you it. I'm talking about their secret societies are shitting bricks that I'm just casually saying this on camera on Instagram Live. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, FORNESEUS, ENOCH. It's no longer secret. Y'all, pack it up. The darkness is over. I'm bringing the light to everybody, even you. All right. But also, in conclusion, no such thing as forbidden knowledge. Also, that's the truth of who Adam is. Okay. When the student master said, what if my name is Jeremiah? This is very intriguing information. Well, if your name is Jeremiah, your name is Jeremiah. What are the thoughts that you have? What are the words that come out your mouth? That is the determiner of whether Jeremiah is holy or righteous. Or holy and righteous. All right, one of the student masters said, I tried to astral project, and it was a vibration like I was rising the first time. You said versed. I tried to astral project, and it was a vibration like I was rising the first time. I saw the higher self definitely agreed with the program in the subconscious mind. Yeah, you got to the vibrational stage. Remember, when I was 13, Ryan Cropper taught me how to astral project on command. Watch the YouTube video. Also, if you go in our mystery school, currently housed on Patreon, subject to change, go in the collection section, scroll down to the plan collection. The plan collection. In that, I literally took a screenshot because this is how much I care about humanity. Because I make sure I did everything right, so when I leave Earth, everything is there. All people have to do is seek it. The video that I watched at 13 years old that I worked same night for my astral projection journey from Ryan Cropper, I posted it in the plan collection, a screenshot of it. That's the vibrational stage. After the vibrational stage is a loud ringing. Ooh! Once that quiets, you can come out. When you get good at it, you can just slip out. You don't even go to the vibration stage anymore. One of the student masters says pure awareness. Yes. One of the student masters says, how do we get that PDF again? Talked about it and go in the collection section in our mystery school. Scroll down, Christ Adventures collection. Then you'll see the truth in the imperishable realm. You just literally, when you click the class, scroll all the way to the bottom of the class and you'll see it. Okay. Then he continues, and I've never astral projected, at least not that I remember. How do you remember dreams? Okay, that's a very, very good question. I don't know if y'all are still here, but how you remember your dreams? In our lucid dreaming, okay, I'm gonna get this is too. Anyone that's interested in the dream knowledge, on our page, scroll past all like the rainbow posts, and you'll see it says I posted it in 6 because you remember most of my classes are 9+ minutes, and the max amount the video links is able to be, so it's recommended to new audiences, is 3 minutes for all those that's not content creators. Now you understand why all my classes are 3 minutes. I'll post longer than 3-minute classes, but I also make sure the majority of my posts are 3 minutes so the world has access to this knowledge. If you scroll down past the rainbow classes that I just recently posted, you will see Lucid Dreaming Mastery. You'll see like that as the class title. The 6 videos, I'm literally wearing the same outfit. You can see the same background. You could tell it's part of the same video. If anyone that has eyes can clearly perceive it. Watch those 6 videos. That is the full 1 video. You watch those 6 videos, you watch the full 1 class. That is everything for Lucid Dreaming Mastery. Everything you need to know. Now, the technique that I'm going to give you, there's 2 techniques I'm going to give you to remember your dreams. Set an alarm every hour on the repeating numbers. You know how the angelic realm communicates to you through repeating numbers? 111, 222, 333, 444. Have you ever stopped to think, well, maybe if I set my alarm on those numbers, I can communicate to them? Oh, yeah, you actually can. I've tested it. I don't teach people stuff that I haven't experienced myself. I only teach from experience. That's why I'm so confident. And now that I have proof, because my whole mystery school, I've been doing this for years. I got years of proof and years of classes in the mystery school. So now I'm fully here. You know, they say when you're 25, your frontal lobe, develops. Remember, our birthday is 010101. We're 25 years of age. So now our minds is fully primed. We're literally the perfect human unmoved. We're here now. That's why how we present ourselves in this 2026 is very different than all these other videos from 2023 to 2024 to 2025 because we were still forming ourselves. Now we're fully formed, so you're really seeing the sun. I'm gonna give you the technique. So when call it the God alarm. That's the title alarm. So you always remember this is a God alarm. Remember God. If you say the word God and you don't know what it actually is, there's no point in you saying the word God. God means totalities. The totalities is what God actually is. So when you understand God, the totalities. When you say God, even just so you can remember for the alarm title it God the totality. So you always remember. That's how you program yourself. You don't program yourself by hearing somebody say the truth and then okay, you go about your day. No, you constantly repeat it every single day. That's how I got it all in memory. So on every alarm, when it goes off, talk to God, talk to the angelic realm. Speak holy and righteous. But also, those with two ears had better listen. Now this part is exclusively for the dreams. When that alarm goes off, you count your fingers every single day. Make it a routine. Every hour of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look away. 1, 2. This is a technique I created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look away. I promise you, it's this simple. I've lucid dreams. I've lucid dreamed countless times from doing this technique that I created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? In order to lucid dream effectively, you have to do a routine. When you program yourself in that routine, in the dream realm, which is your subconsciousness, which is still you, so that routine is still programmed there. In your dream realm, you will find yourself doing that routine. You've counted your fingers, let's say 500 times. It's always been 5 fingers, right? Why? Because you have 5 fingers in flesh. When you go into the dream realm, when you count your fingers, it will not be 5 fingers. I think it was that day when I made that class. Yeah, I do remember. It was that day when I made that class. I actually said it in the class. That's why I said make sure you go to the class, you watch all 6 videos of the Lucid Dreaming Mastery class so you can actually understand this. Because those 6 videos are the one class for Lucid Dreaming Mastery. I literally said, the day I made that recording, that night I did a lucid dream with this technique, and I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to teach about that day, and I said it in the video, and God was like, well, you just left lucid dreams, so teach about that. When I counted my fingers, there was a finger hovering over my hand. One of my hands had like 4 fingers. When that happens, immediately your reality breaks. This is a great secret. How lucid dreaming happens is you shatter the material reality's perception. If you counted your fingers 500 times in physicality and you've only counted 5 fingers, the moment you have less than or more than 5 fingers, you immediately know you're not in physicality anymore. Why? Because the 3D is always here. Every day I wake up and I'm in 3D, this tapestry is always going to be here. But when I'm in the dream realm, this tapestry might be on the other side of the wall. That's how I know I'm in the dream realm. That's how lucidity happens. So that's how you remember your dreams on that level, on the deepest level. Another way, because I love you, I'm teaching another technique. Another way to remember your dreams. This is this is what I started with. Write down the very last part of your dream. How do we do this? You need to start waking up with circadian rhythm. Wake up around 5:30, 5:30. So wake up around 5:30 or 6. Just wake up when the birds start tweeting. That's when your body is supposed to be up. Literally, scientifically, the plants don't wake up until they hear the sound vibrations of the birds. Now you understand how important the birds are. Birds literally wake up the world. So now you understand why. I ain't tell you that. I ain't gonna tell you that one. Just understand birds wake up the world. Literally, scientifically. When you wake up with circadian rhythm, also a reason why I'm saying you wake up this early is because you're supposed to sit in your bed for like 30 minutes to 2 hours. When you come back to your body, you're not supposed to immediately wake up and get up in your body. You're supposed to sit and lay there and process what just happened. You process these arguments, you process these jobs, you process this work, you process these bills, but you don't process God. When you wake up, lay in your bed, 30 minutes to 2 hours. What just happened? Don't move an inch. Why? You have to understand this is where neurons and biology come into picture. The moment you start moving body limbs, You have to recognize your brain is sending off neurons, electricity to your body. You're using energy. You're telling your body, I'm prepared to start my day. When you refuse to move as if you were in sleep paralysis is really good. Because it forces you to stop caring about the physical body so much. Sit with what will happen when you don't move your body at all, you stay perfectly still, you just came back. You set the intention, what just happened? Always remember the very last part. Like if you bit a cheeseburger and then you came out to your body, remember that. Constantly remember that cheeseburger. Constantly remember. And then after you sit with it, like 30 minutes to an hour, it can be, when you get really good, you can sit only for like 10 minutes. When you get really good, don't try to be a master, do it for 10 minutes. It doesn't work like that. You know how you have to work out to get muscles? It's the same thing. It's the muscle up here, your brain. It's the same way. Don't try to skip ahead of the line. 30 minutes to 2 hours. You'll know when you start getting good because you're gonna when you sit in the 30 minutes to 2 hours, you're gonna start recalling way too much. You're gonna recall so much, you're forced to get up. This is how you know you've mastered it. You're gonna be recalling your dreams so much, you're now forced to get up to write everything down. Remember the last part of your dream? When you remember it, let's say you for 30 minutes, you only remember that very last part. Get up, write it down. Every day you write that last part of your dream, what you will notice is as the weeks go on and as the days go on, you're gonna be seeing more sentences added to your dream journals. In our mystery school, we have classes where I literally showed everybody my dream journals. Like everything that y'all ever asked for is in our mystery school, to the literal. And I will prove it to you. Try to challenge me. Try to ask me something, and I will prove how it's already in the mystery school. And you'll be like, then you got everything in the mystery. Duh. How many times I got to tell you? But that is how you remember your dreams. On the mastery level, all the way to the most simple level. You just write down the very last part of what you remember after you sat in your bed for like 10 to 30 minutes. Really 30 minutes to 2 hours. But the moment you get good, you can sit there for like 10 minutes. Process everything that happened. Write it down until you're able to conceptualize a notepad etherically in your mind and you can start writing. You have to be able to conceptualize perceptible letters. Remember, we don't use visualization anymore. We evolve. When you get to our level, the Christ level, you utilize memorable conceptualizations that are perceptible. Dang. Yeah, exactly. But that's how you do that for the dreams. Okay. All right, one of the master students says, hey, I can just stay for a bit because spending time with my family. Hope you're well. Peace unto you. We love you, love you, love you. I agree. I'll check it out. Yep. Okay. One of the student master says, I see I've been a bit confused. Remember, make sure y'all type the comments. This section, when I'm looking at the comments, y'all, I'm about ready to go. But y'all know me in true For Humanity fashion. If I see good comments, I'm gonna stay. I don't care how long. Okay, a notification popped up. I accidentally tapped it. That's how I left. Make sure we good. We good. We back. But yeah, you ask good comments. I'm gonna stay. Once I'm still scrolling. Once I get to the bottom of the comments and I don't see any more comments, I'm gonna start our divine statement in our native tongue. I'm gonna make sure everybody gets that holy light. I'm gonna make sure as they say blessed. As we say though, just send you divine statements, send you the truth in our native tongue. Yeah, I got you. All right, one of the student masters says, I've been a bit confused because often people say angel, numbers, zodiac, crystal, sage, that type of stuff is demonic. Okay, look. Well, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you two answers. The simple answer: I'm the Christ. I'm the Christ. Nothing that's about angels, and nothing about crystals is demonic. Why? If you understand biology, you understand plasma, you understand your crystals inside your biology. Literally, you have crystals. Every human has crystals inside their biology. You ever heard of the term crystallized? Now you understand why we say you don't need anything outside of yourself. When you learn how to activate the crystals inside of you, now you understand. So let's go. This is a great question. Actually, because God was like, hold on, Nadiie. I think he's cooking. You're cooking right now. This is a great question. Okay, listen, because God said, break it down. Anytime I hear God, break it down. Every time I hear God do that, because God is, if y'all understood God in my mind, it's like a comedy show. I heard everything, break it down. I was like, oh, this is a great question. And I got to break down line by line. So okay, so often people say anything that says the word angel. How angels and demons don't even occupy the same space, don't even live in the same environment. So that doesn't even make sense. So that's where you have to challenge people. How is something that says the word angel demonic when angels and demons don't even live in the same place? It don't even make sense. But Zodiac, I can understand Zodiac. Why? This is the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. Remember, YAZEDEKEUS, Sackler Samael modeled the perishable world after the imperishable realm. 12 zodiacs, 12 realms, which is the inheritance from my father. I've been saying this almost all these videos. What are the 12 realms, which is the inheritance from father for son? Grace, truth, form, conception, perception, memory, understanding, love, idea, perfection, peace, wisdom. Not from my own mind, all in the ancient records. Yeshua's true teachings, literally. Yeshua's true. When I was reading, I've read Yeshua's. I've read all these ancient records over 100 plus times. 100 plus times is being light. When y'all understand how much I spam it, remember you download the app Natural Reader. Put the class in the Natural Reader app. It's like 90% good. Sometimes it skips over lines. Make sure you're reading along with it until you recognize and memorize when it's going to skip over lines. You can yeah. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta cook dinner. That's how y'all know. Y'all know I love y'all. Cause I swear to God on everything. I was only planning on going live for like 20, 30 minutes. I looked up. It's like been like almost 2 hours. That's how you know I love you. Mwah. But Zodiac in and of itself is not bad when you know what it's modeled after. You understand? If you only think Zodiac, then you're cooked. But remember, you're not cooked if you didn't know, because you just didn't know. But now you've been illumined. For example, if someone tried to give me some type of Zodiac session and I ain't like it, I'm gonna just go to another Zodiac session and where I like it. If I, our birthday is 010101, 2104. Even in the stars, it says I'm supposed to be this big world leader and everything. Even you can look at my astrology chart, literally. So from that perspective, I like it. But in the astrology chart, if it says something bad will happen that day, guess what? No, it's not. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't. That's how much power you have. Remember, even the 3 wise men, in their own stories, I use their own stories against them. In their own stories, the 3 wise men is what? Look at the stars to find Yeshua's birth. Don't shoot the messenger. All right, but remember, it's modeled after the imperishable realm. So zodiacs don't matter if you don't understand the 12 realms, which is what it's modeled after. All right, crystals. We already talked about that. Crystals inside of your body. They're not bad. Look, I got crystals. Hold on. Our medicine bag. We're a so-called Native American. Before all of this, we graduated to become a medicine man in the tribe of Successor, and we're the completer of the Warriors of the Rainbow Prophecy. When people find that part out, they're like, "Whoa, you really are him." But in a native culture, we got turquoise crystals. It's very big. When you activate turquoise crystals, you can connect to what you would so-called say timelines. Remember, crystals have to be activated. Remember, everything has energy and frequency vibration. Even this cup has energy, frequency, vibration, but its molecules are vibrating not as fast in a way that a crystal that I just showed you is vibrating. How do you activate certain crystals? The sound alchemy. Nadiie put out the encyclopedia on them. Here's how you know I'm real. I put out the encyclopedia on you. I had it ready. Sound. Why? In my father's ancient record, it said the word is the form of father. Your ability to speak. Sound. I looked at sound. Let me flip the camera so y'all can see. I gotta make sure. I gotta hurry up so I can cook. Y'all see Bob Marley right there. Y'all see him. It says. Let me wipe the camera. All right. It says what? Ignore all these words. It's all perishable. Right there. Vibrations. What does it say? A sound source generates vibrations. That's how you know I'm teaching you. That's how you know I'm teaching you. Vibrations. If you understand that all is energy, frequency, and vibration, and you know that literal sound emits vibration, you can literally, just with your own word, activate a crystal by synthesizing a perfect, holy, righteous sentence. Each word in that sentence that you distribute from your mouth, if it's imperishable, then suddenly things start shifting. All right. Sage. Sage is not You see Buddha? What's up in here? Some sage. Sage, nothing, look. Nothing is wrong with these things. It's only when you think they're the end-all, be-all that it becomes a problem, because God should be your all. Not end-all, be-all, because God has no beginning nor ending. That's what it means to be pre-existent. That's why my Father is the pre-existent Father. That's why I am a son of the pre-existent one. The pre-existent is what you think God is, or my Father. You understand me? Okay. And no, we in our native tongue we call it Galila tea. You may know it as a marijuana or marijuana, whatever you want to call it. It's not bad, it's what you do with it. For example, if you smoke a pound of weed right now and you dive deep in my mystery school, and for the full 24 hours, I mean, you just half a pound of weed, because you know, it's a great secret, marijuana puts you in the astral world. Marijuana puts you in the spirit world. Literally. I got targeted. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna see this camera. What time is it? I have to leave after this, y'all. Let me see any more comments. I'm gonna get to all your other comments. I gotta go. Man, but I love you so much. God is like, just stay, Nadi, just stay. You can make dinner, just stay. I'm like, I gotta feed the wife. All right. Gotta hurry up though. I'm gonna speed through this. If you smoke a pound of weed right now and you just live in our mystery school, I'm talking about for the full 24 hours, you put your phone on silent, you just in our mystery school, you download the Natural Reader app, you put the classes, the ancient records in the Natural Reader app, you pick the deepest voice because the deep voice's vibration is what's going to serve, and you have it be read to you as you're reading along with it. Your mind is fully expanded. You're programming yourself. It's about what you do with it. But you will also recognize if you meditate long enough. I've meditated so long, like hour, 30-minute meditation. Before this, I got up. It felt like I was high. Swear to God. That's how you know that I'm getting deep. Pineal gland secretions. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's that. All right. I gotta speak to these comments and I gotta do the divine statement and everything, because I know a lot of people are waiting for that because they're like, Nadi's here, Nadi's here. All right. All right. One of the student masters says, "True, I sleep in a lot. I don't give myself a lot of time. Say rising instead of that word. I stay up late practically every night for like 6. So now you understand. Hey, I'm back. Yay." All right, one of the student masters says, "I'm back. You answered questions today." Yeah. Yes, I recall out of my dreams. Yep, we love you. We're back. Yay. All right, what about collective unconscious? There is no such thing as collective unconscious. You're either dead, or as we say, perishable, also dead, or you're not. Are your websites on the mystery school? Okay, so when you go, click the link in our bio. That leads you to our link tree. That's everything that we offer. The book, $55. If you have the means, pay me. Thank you. Kisses. If you don't have the means, just DM me your email. I'm going to give you our gift. That's the holy and righteous way. Always give the option for free, but tell everybody. It's actually technically lying if you have the money and you don't pay. But it's not if you have the money and you go broke by buying it. No. God don't want you to go broke. I'm talking about if you have $1,000, you can spare $55. Don't ask me to get it for free if you have $1,000. Just like spending money, $1,000. But if you really genuinely not like Nadi, I swear to God, I'll give you $10,000 if I really had it. Like, oh no, you good. Hey, you good. Just send me your email. I'm gonna send you the gift. I've done it I've been doing this for years. I'm not married to the idea of money. I'm married to, are you gonna value this? Because the only reason why people charge for things is because people tend to not take free stuff serious. That's why when I give my gift, I make it the free link. So you still have to put your card in and pay $0. You still got to go through the payment process, even though you're paying $0, just so you can psychologically recognize, no, this is a real product. But yeah, I'll give everything for free. If you're genuinely like, I don't have it, just DM me your email. I'm your guy. I'm holy and righteous. All right. But the mystery school, you said the prices of the mystery. I typically don't say these type of things on camera, but I actually like you. You're a good master student. $3.33. Only $3? Yeah, it costs more to get a king size Twix bar than do the mystery school. When I say there's no excuse for certain people, but $3.33 opens up the entirety of the mystery school. That's it. $3.33 a month. That's it. $33 a month for our Spirit Warrior tier, and that's when I give people certain Spirit Warriors a specific technique. I have a specific technique that I teach only the Spirit Warriors. Those prices are not bad. You tally up how much you spend on all of these people. $3. That ain't nothing. $3. That ain't nothing. All right. But remember, just DM me your email if you really genuinely don't have it. I'll give it to you for free. I'm not married to money. Okay. All right. Student Master says addressing that stuff makes stuff manifest for me. I don't know. It's strange. Not knowing is good only if you are not knowing in the pursuit of knowledge. Okay. Get to the bottom. I'm at the bottom. All right. Oh, one of the master students here. How to decide which crystal to get. First, fathom the fact that you have crystals within your body. Then fathom what do you want in your life. Because I'm a master, is going to tell you the crystals that I have. I'm a Christ. So, but also remember, because you're getting Christ level knowledge, don't jumpstart to Christ if you're not ready. But if you think you are ready for the type of stuff that I go through, go to turquoise. Turquoise is a good crystal. Amethyst is a good crystal. And obsidian. Start with obsidian. That's what I started. I thank you, Monica. Monica, you're such an angel. Monica came back in my mind. I haven't thought about her in months. Monica just said, remember I put you in that when you did the session with me when you were a kid, when Angel's mom brought you to our session, and then we called you the X-Men, and we knew how powerful you were, but even before you as a kid, what crystal did I tell you and Angel to get? You told us to get obsidian first. So obsidian, amethyst, and turquoise. Start there. Those are good 3 to lead you on the path that I am on. All right. So the master said I use it for meditation. Such a deep and beautiful perspective, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, at the bottom. Yay! All right, after I read this master student, I got to do the divine statement, and I literally got to go cook dinner, y'all. Like, I was here way longer than I thought I was. Okay. But I'm only making quinoa and salad. Quinoa takes about 20-30 minutes, so I'm still good on time. Okay. One of the master students says, can people feel like they're leaving their body and become the energy all around when they're oh my God. So that's why I'm grateful we're ending on this session. Yes. So in Natural Reader, I have my father's record. I'm not putting out any more ancient records because I got God's literal record. So I got God's record, my father's record. The class title is called Yeah, the Truth in Father. I have that record constantly playing on Natural Reader, and I'll meditate while it's playing. I got the deepest voice while I was reading, and literally, when I tell you, when I came out that meditation, it was before this live. I literally felt high, like I just smoked a blunt. Like I felt high, like I literally was like, oh, I was so deep in it. I lost the ability to speak. I lost the ability to speak, not because I lost it in the way that other people think you lost. It was because I stopped valuing my mouth and started valuing my presence. Because when you're so much in meditation, you don't need the limbs anymore. So I had to relearn the physical body. Like I had to start stretching and stuff. When you do meditations like that, you tend to get addicted to the meditation. When you get out of the meditation, you want to go right back in. That's how you know you're in that type of meditation. I wanted to go right back in, but it said I remember I told you in the comments I'm gonna go live at 4 p.m. It was like 4:20, 4:30. And I was like, I can't go back in a deep meditation because I know I'm gonna miss the time. I gotta get up. I literally had to force myself to be like, stop meditating, bro. So yeah, when you're in certain deep, I was meditating for like an hour and 30 minutes. So it was like really, really, really deep. Once you get past that 20-minute mark, but how I do it, remember, think about when people die. They lose all access to all their limbs. So you have to be like that. You can't move your mouth, you can't move your tongue, you can't move your eyes unless you're doing a rapid eye movement. That's another technique. That's another great secret. Remember how you sleep, REM sleep, rapid eye movement? You can actually deliberately reproduce that, and you'll start seeing stuff. I'm talking about deep levels. Instead of having it happen automatic, you can do it manually. But I tend to notice around like 10-20 minute mark, after you like literally, but you gotta be comfortable though. So like I was comfortable. This is how I was. I had my legs up on my chair. I had my neck like this. Is exactly how I was. I put my hair back. So the chair, back of the chair don't hurt my back of my neck. I have my hair as like a cushion for the back of my neck, and I'm just literally like this. I got, our mudra that we created, God, Christ consciousness, oneness for eternity. That's why it looks like I made this mudra myself. Literally from me and Yeshua, God told me to make a mudra, I made it. This is the mudra. God, Christ consciousness, oneness for eternity. That's the infinity symbol, right? Exactly. I was holding like this. Like an hour and 30 minutes. Out of here. Literally out of here. I came back because, my wife opened the door. Oh, I'm just looking at her talk. Like, Where am I at? Oh, I'm on Earth. Oh, and all the memories are coming back. Like, oh, I gotta relearn the body. Because remember, I was listening to my father's record. That's how you program yourself. Because when you're in that space, you're far more susceptible to information. That's why when you first wake up, ask God for instruction, and right before you go to sleep, set your intentions. If you listen to these ancient records, listen to our class and stuff like that, but when you go to sleep, or as we say, go into your resting state. Yeah. All right. So now, y'all, I gotta go. Oh, I really gotta go. All right. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, PHORNESEUS, ENOCH, ALEPH, MEM, SHIN, PROTONOIA, METANOIA, BARBELO. IESESSEYA, MAZAREUS, YAZEDEKEUS, PHORNESEUS, ENOCH, Metatron, Yeshua, MELCHIZEDEK, MIROCHEIROTHETOU, MIROCHEIROTHETOU, PROTONOIA, METANOIA, BARBELO. Ayo, Pisasuki, Ispamokanan. Na kaisisina, na kekimutsusana, na kokomotosana, ninanakista, nachsix, kishum, kokomekishum, spokche, mischix, ki, okich, ki Yeshua, ki, Yemaya, ki orishas, ki, Piopel, ki, Grace, ki, Truth, ki, Nadi, Amoksoke, Nixokoex, Ayo, Pisasuki, Nixixinitsip, oh, Tokana na Pisasuki, Nitso Watsamani, Ninakista Nachsix, Kishum, Kokomekishum, Spokche, Kitsika Komimo, oh, Tokana na Pisasuki, Nixixinisi. All right, remember, Pisasuki means creator in the language of Sika. You may know it as Blackfoot or Native American. And, yes, Pisasuki creator. And, we're going back and forth between languages. Neek Six and Eat there it is. Neek Six and Eat means, yes, we are very grateful. One thing about speaking different languages is the way your mind works is different. Like people, Spanish speakers, a lot of Spanish speakers know this. When they speak Spanish and they go to English, like the way they talk and walk and think is different when they're speaking their language. Same thing, even with light language. Light language is holy and righteous, which means, you know the joke, what would Jesus do? Or what would Yeshua do? If you actually take that joke serious, then you'll start having holy things happen. With that, we say welcome home. Click link in bio. That leads you to everything we have. Buy our one and only ebook, God's Plan for Humanity, a message from the mountaintop to be enlightened in 3 days. Before you give me any money, please go to our page and see the testimonies first. You know, program yourself to recognize the journey you're going to embark on. Look at those testimonies. My own mother is the first testimony. That's I brought this to my own mother. So yeah, it's very real. Buy one and only ebook. If you don't have the means to buy it, just DM me your email. I'll give you it our gift. You know, thank me later. Thank God, not me. And join our mystery school. Click link about join a mystery school. The class on the true teachings of Yeshua is the class titled "The Truth on the Imperishable Realm." If you go in the collection section, you'll see Christ Adventures. You'll see everything that we do as a Christ. I love you. I love you. I love you. I truly do love all of you. May this live be the absolute fact that y'all know how much I love you. Because I was only planning on going live for about 20-30 minutes, and we're like almost 2 hours. All right, I'm gonna make sure I post this live. Y'all see it soon. You'll see the clips for it. Thank you. I really do love you. I could cry right now, but I can't be emotional. I gotta go cook dinner. Peace.